got my chair, and welcome to the first vlog. Now, to the long time followers, you will know that I had a first vlog up before, but I deleted it because it was a little bit cringeworthy. So we're hitting the mega restart button at this point and really catching up on all the footage that I've missed out on during the last 6 or 7 months. And today's episode is a good start to start the vlog, being the first drive in the R34 Skyline. Look, driving around the yard a little bit here and there doesn't really count. Driving on the street does. And just sort of my, did the car live up to what it was supposed to be? That's what we're going to be talking about today. And just sort of catching up on what happened during summer, just showing you guys a bit of a glimpse. Obviously, it did involve a lot of the R34 Skyline, which is what you want to see. But before we start that, I just want to give a massive thank you out to everybody that's watched the episode 28 of the Poor Man's GTR. That conclusion was wow. Like, those comments, man, like I think there was about 700 odd comments at this point, and I really couldn't pick 5 that were negative. The other 695 or so, nothing but positive words. Look, it might have been a couple words, a sentence, some people wrote a couple paragraphs, but I made sure to read everybody's comment. To some I replied, eventually when they really started building up, I did read them and I gave everybody a heart. But thank you for the support. This is the type of support I need at this stage, just to sort of break the ice, become more comfortable with this camera and start pushing out some videos. But enough with the rant, let's get into the drive.
First drive.
First drive, man. Put your belt on.
Here we go, in the back seat.
Check the belt on here.
There we go, first stall.
And it's got left straight away up the top there.
Whoa, that doses, eh?
Oh no, God, steering sucks. This car makes like no power to like 6 grand, I think.
There's a lot of road noise.
Because we don't have anything here.
Oh yeah, because there's nothing inside there.
It's not very fast, eh?
It makes the cutest little dose though.
The screamer's alright, it's not too bad.
It's got enough boost not to sound like a rattling tin can.
Yeah, no power steering sucks. The car's not fast. I haven't driven a fast car in so long, but
Yeah.
still.
It sounds so good though.
Yeah, especially when you get it up in the red.
You know what, I reckon it is fast, but just because you've driven other cars, it does seem slow.
Yeah, up to yours.
Gate opens at 4 grand.
So truth be told, the car wasn't insanely fast. I mean, there's not much to expect from 370 horsepower in a car that weighs 1.5, 1.6 ton or whatever they are. It was very laggy. I think if that power band were to come in a lot sooner, but this thing didn't hit boost before like 4,500 RPM. But again, that was, my expectations were maybe a touch higher for how the car was going to perform, but I wasn't overly bummed about it because I knew what I was working with. I paid 500 bucks for the engine. The gearbox and the clutch cost me nothing because it came out of a donor car that I later on flipped. The intake manifold was shit with very short runners, meaning we have no torque. And the turbo came off a Falcon, which cost me 100 bucks. So there's really not much to expect from this setup. But what this setup did allow me to do is have the car on the road a lot sooner, and it allowed me to take the car home finally.
Nervösa.
Yeah, don't believe it. So by now, as you can see, the car's in the garage, it's at home. Even Dad got to take it for a bit of a rip. Yeah, and funnily enough, I was driving from the workshop home. That's like the first proper lengthy drive in this car. And it was, it was night. I don't like driving at night. I haven't had the best experience. I might have crashed 1 or 2 cars in the dark. Obviously a freshly, built car that missed a lot of parts. It was like, I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna be mature about the situation. And I drove it home like a sensible human being, and awaiting me on the finish line were my mum, my dad, and my neighbor Lee. And Dad was like, you know what, while the car's running, let me just take it for a quick drive. I was like, oh, I won't be a greedy bastard. Let my dad take it for a drive. Go on, mate. And yeah, before you know it, it's like, bro, you could have at least gone a few streets away so I didn't have to see it. And yeah, straight away, just first second, it's like, yeah, don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. But that all went well. Came home, we were stoked. Like many mornings after that, I was waking up, opening up the garage door, and I was like, damn, son, like this is mine. And then obviously some more time went by. I took the car for short trips, just 15, 20 Ks, just to sort of get a feel for it, see if the car's gonna catch on fire or do any other weird stuff. And then it was like the 5th of December. And this was the first drive I was gonna take long distance. So I was talking to my mate Dean, and I was like, Dean, hey, I'm gonna pick you up. We're gonna go for some burgers. It was Saturday night. And I was like, but you know what? I'll take it just for a quick drive, make sure it's all good, and then I'll come pick you up. So I went to the Nürburgring, AKA Henderson industrial area, left, right. And as I said, the car was very loosely put together. And when I say that, not even the ECU was in its compartment with the lid on. Idiot. So the ECU was going left, right, with the lid off it, and obviously one of the connectors ripped off, which we didn't know at the time. The car shut off, so I had to call my dad to come save my ass once again.
Easy now, no need to go down. Easy now, no need to go down. Rocked up from that, that's where we're from. Whoop whoop, when you run, come around. Cause now you're the talk of the town.
Good.
Yeah, now you're the talk of the town.
Let me see your excitement, mate. Morty. We are ready.
Easy now, no need to go down. Just walking gently, and you're breaking a bone. Cool and deeply, you have a style of your own. The saxophone, does it sound like the top of the tone? Yeah, I'm a record when you run, come around. Yeah, make a move, make the whole body bubble. Let me know, say you're trouble when you're ready for the double and hit that. Nothing, make play with it a little. Why you so not tickle? I'm telling you to hit that. Nothing, make stay with it a little. Why you so not tickle? I'm feeling them.
So then my parents sold their house, and I didn't really want to take the car back to the workshop to collect dust. So I knocked on my neighbor Chris's door, and I was like, do you mind if I put my car in your garage? And he said, yep, no worries. So that's what we did.
Is there a two horsepower or what?
Oh, good.
Today it should be a Toyota. You'd be driving and not pushing it.
Kako kažu ljudi, nizbrdo se I govno kotrlja.
Just for the gram.
Piss off!
What's that? So glossy and dusty. Show the plates. So I slowly started getting a little bit of motivation back in wanting to drive this car on the road while it was still nice and warm outside, make the most of this summer. I called Dan up and I was like, man, bring yourself, bring your magic wand, do what you have to do. Let's read the email that Link sent me back on what could be potentially damaged. The first thing we did, rip the ECU out, have a look at the board. I couldn't see shit. Dan straight away looked at it, said, look, that connector's chipped. We grabbed a little screwdriver, put the connector back on. The car started right up.
Oh, change your underpants.
So now that the Skyline was finally working, I got to enjoy the car for what it was. Got to take on a little bit longer drives, drive it regularly, even daily drive it for some time, and look, it was far from a beautiful car to drive. It was missing a lot of things, as I said. It was missing power steering. I think that was the biggest killer for me. Power steering and a sound system. Those are two necessities, like definitely. But in saying that, the thing caused us no dramas at all. Like literally, turn it on, let it warm up for 60 seconds because it didn't have an idle air control valve, and then it can idle on its own. And from there on, no dramas. I mean, I guess because it was missing half the parts, half the things that could have gone wrong didn't go wrong. Economics. And now we are approaching a long weekend, the last weekend of pretty much summer. Summer's over. So I called cousin Johnny up. I was like, man, let's just do something we've never done before. And of course, he comes up with 10 idiotic ideas before I'm like, dude, we've never been camping. You know, I'm like, well, let's go camping. So we jump in the Skyline, throw some sleeping bags in there, and we head south. No accommodation, no plans, nothing. Let's just hit the open road. We bring the JBL speaker, which lasted about 2 hours before it died. And off we went. The first stop was to visit Sam in Donnybrook, the guy that helped me paint the car, show him the car, see what he's up to and stuff. And of course, because Johnny is just the best navigator in the world, a very hard-working guy, this one, he managed to take a straight piece of road and turn it into a detour. So unfortunately, we did miss Sam by about that much. He wasn't home. So we ended up jumping on Instagram, had a flick through just to, you know, we might get lucky, someone we might know is out and about that we can catch up with. And yeah, my friend Mickey, who was about an hour and a half away, they rented a house pretty much on the beachfront for the weekend, the long weekend. And we ended up visiting them. We ended up staying there the night and had most of our next day planned as well with him and his family, which was always a good time.
I don't know this area well enough. It's okay.
What are you doing?
Huh? Yeah. Oh, fuck me up. Finish it. What's that? Dolphins? Where? Nah.
Wait, they come up now. Is it a sea?
Oh, there's a dolphin. Might be a shark.
No, it's
Oh, it's dolphin.
Being an R34, this has to be a world's first, eh? Johnny!
I'm miserable.
A shiver in the dark, it's raining in the park, but meantime sound of the river, you stop and you hold everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double fall time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Well, now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. Coming in out of the rain, they hear the jazz go down. Competition in other places, but the